Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 11 Week 2, Day 2. So today, of course, we have ourselves the faction event for the Deep Hive, which is where Queen Beatrix resides. Of course, among one of the better cleansers in the entire game. Has extra turn on cleanse on extra turn, and is a pretty decent option. Of course, you can get this at any point. It doesn't have to just be simply during this faction event. Oops, I almost just clicked that button. No, I do not. But where is it? In this layout, right down there. But yeah, you can end up getting Beatrix in the drop table here. Definitely a huge pickup to end up going for. And advise if you have not gotten one already. It's also really useful for a lot of the events throughout the week, as well as just in general going forward. So always a great time. But anyways, hello Tyrion, hello Andrew, hello Clipbomb, hello everyone else. Welcome. Hope all of you guys been doing well. Starting a little bit earlier than normal, and by a little bit earlier than normal, I mean pretty much starting at right time. Hello, Lester. Welcome. I normally always wait a few minutes for people to roll in, but I'll just wait for people to get in now. I kind of want to run the dungeon, but I do want to, I guess, wait a little while. So, you know what, let's go for adventure board first, and then we'll go do our dungeon, and then that should be aligned almost perfectly. Never mind, there's literally nothing on adventure board. Oh, well, I guess we're just going straight in then. And then we'll go mess with the other mode. So we got green today. Of course, we're going to grab our Dragon Knight. We actually get Dragon Egg today, by the way. If we get perfect, we will get the Dragon Egg, the second Dragon Egg. Also, hello. Gosh, I guess the notification just went out. Hello, Lester. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Supernova. Hello, Isabel. Hello, RednaZ. Welcome. There we go. So we are 30 Dragon Knight short. And that means if we get a perfect right here, right now, we indeed will go and craft a Gem Dragon Egg. We'll also add on an extra code if we finally get our first perfect. I've been mentioning that we would. And we definitely will. Come on. No! Well, not tonight. Well, tomorrow. We kind of already knew it would be tomorrow, but apparently very much so. Wait, what even is this trap? It's just Jinx. Actually, that's actually almost beneficial getting Toxic there. Honestly, this is basically not even going to do anything to us. That's nice. But anyways, yeah. Also, this is one of the situations where Blush triggering first would actually be good, because Blush triggers before the poison. We don't even get poisoned. Though being poisoned wouldn't really matter too much. But yeah, it has happened again. As per usual, still no perfect, but tomorrow night, guaranteed, we will go and open a Dragon Egg. So at least we have that to look forward to. So tomorrow night, we will open up the second Dragon Egg. And assuming we don't get a repeat dragon, we will be going over a new dragon. Kind of messing around with what teams you could end up doing and all that stuff, because the pet we're getting tomorrow is basically obsolete. So the first part of stream tomorrow will probably just be messing around with the Gem Dragon. Hopefully we'll get a new one. Obviously there's a 1 in 6 chance we will get a repeat. Hopefully we'll not hit that 1 in 6 chance. Eventually we will, obviously. However, let's hope it doesn't happen tomorrow, because I'll probably dedicate the first half of the stream to messing around with whatever our Gem Dragon Egg is tomorrow. Not only doing the dungeon and going for the opening and hoping we get a perfect, but then also messing around with it. As tomorrow will officially be the day we get our second one then, which is what, Wednesday then? That is a Wednesday, yes. So one day earlier than anticipated, but one thing I did not factor in is the extra Dragonite we got from the Season Pass. The Season Pass Dragonite actually pushed us over the edge to be able to get it a day early, so that's nice. Inconvenience. Also, wait, how are we still poisoned? I thought we start with Bless. Apparently not. You have... Oh, no, just a life alter. My bad. It says Blessed, and I was like, oh, we start with the Bless mechanic. But no, it just gives 20% life to all allies at the start of battle. That is so misleading. It says life alter there, and it has pluses there, which, yes, means life. But it says Blessed, which makes me think, oh, you'll get the Blessed mechanic. I guess it means a Blessed room rather than Blessed mechanic. Oh, no, I see that, and I think Blessed. As in, you get Blessed mechanic. I'm pretty sure all of them say Blessed, but still. It definitely seemed like it did with all the icons there. Anyways, we don't need the other thing, so let's go and mess around with the World event then. Change over our medals. Of course, World event, pretty straightforward. You basically just take whatever the highest leveled room is. Whatever one you end up seeing the most is the one that you should be taking. And basically, it just comes down to clicking the same room over and over again. Because realistically, that will end up being the best one to take. We're still running the very diverse team of 4 of the Sandrunner. It is surprisingly devastating. I mentioned it for the Thursday video, but we're literally just running it all week. Because it's actually enough damage. Like, if you only bought to, like, tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, maybe even tier 3, like, you could literally just run it all with this. You don't even need to change your team. I guess that is slightly subjective to what your base stats are, though. Obviously, the lower your stats, the less likely this team is to perform correctly. But, it definitely performs well when you have a slightly higher magic, that is for sure. He's one of those really weird 75% troops where it could potentially be really good in other formats if it actually had any capability to do anything. Like, in this mode, it seems like it's doing a lot, but you bring this to Guild War and it will die in like 5 seconds. Like, you can't run brown or yellow Guild War this way. You will be absolutely obliterated. I think the main thing that actually makes it work, oddly enough, is the Enchant Explode, because that gives you something to do turn 1, that is cast your ability, and then you can just cast your next ability and then cast your next ability and, you know, kind of loop it that way. If it wasn't for Enchant Explode, this probably would not be that viable. But Enchant Explode's the main thing that kind of pushes it over the edge. Because it allows us to every turn cast, which is something that not a lot of teams can do, because even though he doesn't have a power, he effectively has Empower with this setup. Even though it doesn't say Empower. But it has the effect of power of Empower. Yeah, with event medals too. We only have one event medal set right now. It doesn't need event medals to be this strong, but it definitely helps a lot, that's for sure. Like, you could technically run this for a faction event. For, like, you know, the earlier fights. Not super deep, obviously. But for, like, the lower levels of a faction, you can definitely get away with this. It's normally not worth running, though, if you have the Guard's Avatar build. Because you can just run Guard's Avatar, Surquat, and Hadley, and in that context, it's quicker. But just very rarely you can get away with Sand Runner. But it's one of those options that isn't horrible, but is almost never used. It's because it's so situational. But this is that one situation where it is actually usable. And I'm pretty sure that's our last battle. I don't think there's a Valraven there. Ah, there we go. Luckily, we do have a lot of loot. No! One reward short, though. That's unfortunate, though. We'll get it done by the end of the week, so not too big a rush. Of course, the main thing we're going to be prioritizing today... Oh, we got Guild Wars next week, which we kind of already knew of, but it's around the corner. Make sure you're registered for it. But anyways, we're mostly going to be messing with the faction build. Speaking of Guard's Avatar build, we're literally running the exact team I was just mentioning. So this team kind of makes the other thing obsolete in a lot of situations. Because if you have access to brown or yellow restriction, you're normally just running a Guard's Avatar build, kind of similar to this or anything along those lines, where you're running Surquat and Hadley into Guard's Avatar. Guard's Avatar just goes crazy, you win, and you're good to go. I'm trying to find the mode. Where is it? There it is. So we don't need to buy the potion, which is nice. Unfortunately, this thing's layout is so annoying. This is a honeycomb, so you have so many different options every single direction. But we're going to go with this. April Crystal, Guard's Avatar, Surquat, and Hadley Leprechaun. Weapon can be anything you want, so if you don't have that, it can be anything. You normally don't want to block Guard's Avatar when doing this build. You can also use any mana accumulator. Obviously, we're just going down the Leprechaun route. Because why not? If we have access to the Leprechaun, might as well use Leprechaun. Also, hello, Ricardo. Hello, Gimli. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Ricardo. Vanessa, hello, too. Hello, Supernova. You got 2 Ruby Dragons? No! I saw a forum post on that. I forget how upvoted it was. But it was very uploaded. Where it was a post of someone saying, there's a glitch. I accidentally got like a double dragon. Like, obviously they knew it wasn't a glitch, but it was like phrased in a way. That was really funny. Like, where's my refund? Of all the gems. But yeah, it is possible to reroll the same one, which is exceedingly unfortunate, especially if that happens the very first time. Or even 3 times in a row. I could only imagine if someone goes like 5 times in a row. Though that would be really unlikely, though. Not impossible. The problem is it's not impossible for that to happen. Nearly for every person that hits 6 perfects, as in getting all unique dragon eggs, there will be someone who hit 1 6 times over. Actually, is the odds for that the same? I think the odds for that is slightly different. Is the odds the same? It might actually be the same. I'm actually not sure. But isn't the odds of hitting 6 the exact same every single time the same as hitting 6 different ones without getting a single repeat? Because I'm pretty sure the odds are similar but not identical. I forget the math on that. But it's a pretty similar odds, if not identical, of getting 6 unique compared to 6 of the same. They're both very unlikely to occur, but not impossible to occur. Like, 1 or 2 repeats is kind of to be expected. If you start getting like 4, 5, 6, upwards of 6, it's going to start getting unfortunate. Now, the average odds based on the math, I think, was 13.7 or something. Which means, theoretically, you could expect to see about 7 repeats. Of course, you can get luckier than that, though you can also get unluckier than that. Because I believe at 13.7, it was like a 90-something% chance. Which, realistically, you know, you would have had by then. Unless you're a very statistical outlier. But yeah, we'll be opening a dragon egg tomorrow. But what really comes down to if we're doing a new dragon or not is luck. Because we don't know in advance whenever we do a gem dragon egg if we will or will not be going over a new dragon. Realistically, it's pretty highly chance that we will be. In which case the video will be out on Thursday and we'll cover it Wednesday night. But time will tell. If I had to go for any, or if we were to get any, I really want to see what the purple one can do. I feel like there's some really, really funny purple builds you can end up doing. There's a lot of things combined with Archmages that if you get over encumbered on purple can end up doing some pretty insane things. The only problem with purple is you're probably going to have to go down like the Angry Mob route or something similar like that. I don't know, a lot of them have a lot of potential. And especially if we're going to be messing with it most of the stream, we're going to have a lot of time to team build for and just kind of see what we could do. Also, you guys randomly giving feedback will help make it so I don't, like, puzzle forever. Because when I was doing that video, I, like, got completely lost trying to think of some things occasionally. That some people remember in, like, instance. Like, I remember a lot of options, but there's a lot of times I forget, like, that one really needed option. Especially if it's, like, an off-meta thing. Because if you have to comb through every single troop, that takes forever. There's 1,000-something troops, so if you can't think of the exact immediate thing you need, it can be kind of hard to do. Delibird. Yeah, I'm not sure why I forgot that during the other stream. Like, I was trying to recall something that I literally did for, like, over 15 hours that one week. Yeah, I couldn't remember its name. That would be... I'm pretty sure we will never have a video of that. Or if we do, it'll be like a year from now. You know how hard it will be to get enough Dragonite to craft 6 eggs simultaneously? Because realistically, you would have to already have the final dragon to justify doing that. And it's already going to take till early next year to have that. And then that also means we're going to have to spend so much more Dragonite beyond that. I'm pretty sure no one will ever do that. Maybe like a multi-gem dragon egg opening. I highly doubt anyone will ever do 6 simultaneously. Maybe like 3. Because anytime you're not opening them, that's kingdom power that could be giving you extra tribute and other things. Which we can going towards actually buying the gem dragon eggs. Because you have to keep in mind, anytime that you're holding a prior, that's a kingdom star that you could be having. And while they don't do that much, they add up over time. Like if an extra kingdom star on several kingdoms over the course of a couple months, that adds up to be a lot of value. Either between the thousands of gold every single day that you get extra, or the slightly higher tribute chance that leads to a bunch of extra gems and stuff over time. Definitely adds up. Speaking of which, we get 25-star Drifting Sands this weekend. We're getting a bounty troop that, if you happen to have the Gem Dragon egg, will allow to go to 25. 25 gives an extra 2,000 gold per day. If you don't have the Gem Dragon egg, you'll get the 4.5 tribute bonus if you have everything else, which is also a really good bonus. So that'll be available this Friday. Either the tribute bonus, or if you happen to have the Gem Dragon egg, also the extra 2,000 gold. Which honestly, I don't feel like that's a lot, 2,000 gold per day. But if you think of that over like a long period of time, it definitely starts to add up. Like if you think of it as like 3 months, like you're talking, what, 900, that's, or 90, that's 180,000 gold. If you put it that way, it definitely starts adding up to be quite a bit more. These 2,000 gold per day is low, but over a long period of time, it starts to become quite a bit of extra gold. After enough time, that's basically a whole, whatever your guild's requirement is. Just done automatically. Especially if you count that for multiple. Because if you consider that for, like, let's say a third of the kingdoms in the game. So that's 12 of them. 12 of them times 2,000, that's 36,000. 36,000 into, let's say a month. That's going to be, a million, right? That's basically 1 million gold per week. I'm sorry, per month. Just off of one single benefit off of a kingdom. And that's only a third of them, too. Which we're getting pretty close to, actually, now that I think about it. Like, almost a third of kingdoms can reach 25 stars. If a person has all the resources to get there is within question, because that's kind of hard to do. But it is doable. That's basically $1 million per month once you actually fully break it down. Which, when you put it that way, actually sounds like a lot. Like, every single one of them individually is so small, but they add up to be bigger numbers, which is pretty much the entirety of tributes. Like, you might think, like, what's a 0.25 extra going to do? And then you look at it across all kingdoms, and it starts giving you, like, an extra, like, almost dozen gems per day once you start adding them all up. Because I think we're at, like, a 24 gem average these days, 23, somewhere around there. They definitely add up. Oddly enough, the gem average almost seems like it's whatever your tribute currently is. That's not exactly what it is, but it always seems kind of close to that. If you're currently at 7 tribute, you're getting around 7 average per hour. If you're at like a 12, you're getting about a 12 average per hour. It's not exactly lined up to that, but it sure is pretty close. Where whatever your average star level is across the board, that's about how many you're getting. Because if you're at 4, you're getting about like 5 or so per hour. So give or take a few gems from whatever star level you have across everything is about how many you're getting per hour if you had to guesstimate it. It's not perfectly accurate, but it's pretty close. I would say we're about like a 23, 24 average across all kingdoms as far as stars. And at 24, you get that extra 0.25, which goes a long way, because once you start getting those bigger numbers, the 0.25s actually start to become more beneficial. Because as the number moves closer to 100%, every little bit of extra percent you get towards is even more of a benefit. Though it is impossible to ever hit 100% on a kingdom. I'm actually not sure what the actual max is if you had literally 30 star, or technically 29 star, because the 29 star is the final bonus. If I had to guess, it's almost 60% chance. Which would end up being the highest, which is actually kind of interesting, because that's where Gem Mastery actually pretty much caps. Gem Mastery caps at around 67, 68 realistically, with how much mastery we have in the game. Theoretically, it caps at like 72 or 73,000, but you would need like an infinite number to reach that number. So realistically, it's closer to like a 68, 69 cap or somewhere around there. I said, hello, Mod Mark. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I think the absolute max is somewhere just like slightly below 60 or something. Because what's the highest we have right now? Like a 25 or 26? I don't think we have any above 25, right? Because the resource you need for it is so absurd. Oh, no, sorry. We don't have any above 26. Because the resource you need for it is so absurd. You need 4 level 20 pets, which that isn't as bad. But you need to level it to 18, which is pretty much pointless to do. It is just so many resources. That is just not worth doing. Yeah, what do you end up getting for that? That ends up coming out to Tribute Chance at 27 and Tribute Chance at 29. Meaning there's a 0.5 more than what we could get higher than this number. This number is currently at... oh, I didn't want to do that. This number is currently at 51, so it's probably about 55% actually, now that I think about it. Give or take a little. Also, let me set my other home kingdom. Also, as far as home kingdom is concerned, I know it's a pretty dated mechanic that I'm not sure why it exists anymore. But theoretically, the best home kingdom is still White Helm, by the way. It's because it's a pure glory tribute, and glory is by far the best tribute of the 3 resources that they give. So it is best from a resource perspective to always have White Helm as your home kingdom. These days, that amount of extra glory amounts to almost nothing because there's so many ways to get glory, most notably Vault events like last weekend. However, if you still want that little bit of extra, it is the most efficient place to set your home kingdom to, if you haven't already. I think there are 5 kingdoms that are stuck at 21 because they don't have enough troops in the kingdom. Yeah, there are quite a few that get to be like that because troops are always the biggest bottleneck. For pretty much every kingdom, the main thing that always stops them from being upgraded is the number of troops they have. That is pretty much always the case. As the one of the things that kind of comes in the game the slowest. It's because they slowly come in every single week, of course. Like today we got one on Monday. Or I should mean this week we got one on Monday. And then we're getting one this Friday for Bounty Hunter. But for Drifting Sands, which is why it's reaching 25 star. They come in over time. It's going to be a couple years before we start reaching 30 stars, though. Because they're going to try distributing it out a little bit evenly. And the average kingdom needs... Like, the average 26-star kingdom, I believe they need, like, 4 to 6 more. Because I believe it makes, like, a little bit of jump where it starts going by 2, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. It might just be 4. If it is 4, then, yeah. There's some kingdoms that only need 4 more troops, then, potentially, to reach max stars. But with how troops come out, they're not going to get it anytime soon. And they're also probably going to add Doom stars. I almost know for sure they will. Like, it's not currently in the game. But you know they're going to add Doom Stars. Like an extra 5 levels or even 10 levels potentially above Mythic 5-star. Because they already have the rarity color. It wouldn't be too outlandish to think they would add at least another 5, if not another 10. Or even add a superstar mode. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they put like an infinite thing afterwards. But I'm not sure how exactly they would do that. Or there basically was never a cap on it. Where you get to like 30 star, 35 star if they add the extra 5. And then they add something that just keeps going on forever. I'm not sure how they would balance that though. Also, I'd prefer them not to do that. It actually would be beneficial if they went to 35 and then just like hard cap that. And then just had something else for progression in the game. Because they could always add a new system. Like obviously Kingdoms are a big system in the game. For where pretty much all progression goes. But that was the great keys for troops, and they still added other ways, like meddling them and stuff like that. There's always another way to go deeper. Though for now, I don't feel like they should plan on going any higher than 35 star. Because that basically extended by 5 in order to add the Doom Stars. Because basically the first 5 are the common stars with the little bronze. Then it goes from 6 to 10 are the green stars. 11 to 15 are the blue stars for ultra rare. The 16 to 20 are the epic stars. The 21 to 25 are the legendary stars with the orange ones. 26 to 30, where it currently caps, is the mythic stars, which leaves them 5 room for 31 to 35 to be the doom stars, the red ones. And what on earth they do beyond that, who knows? Still find something to do. If it ever goes any higher. But I'd prefer to kind of stop at 35 star for the red ones. I think that's high enough. Especially for a newer player. Because it's already hard enough trying to even get to like the 20s, like baseline 20s. Well, for one, some of them aren't even possible, but you know, for all the ones that are possible. It's definitely quite the milestone to get there. And you get an extra stat for it as well. Though as more troops come into the game, it is technically easier and easier to get the earlier stars. Like back in the day, getting a 10-star kingdom was like insane to do. Nowadays, a new player could potentially have a 10-star in their first month of playing. If they opened a bunch of event keys for that place, because there's just so many options there. That allow you a lot of options to be able to do it. Though I believe 10-star does require 1 mythic, doesn't it? Because I believe 5-star requires a legend, whereas 10-star requires a mythic, so... That's generally going to be like the hardest thing bottlenecking, I would say, earlier players. Is getting that first mythic for a kingdom. Though if not mistaken, don't you only need 1 mythic to get to 20-star? Because I don't believe you need 2 mythics until like 21 or 22-star. Meaning once you get that first mythic, you can go all the way from like 9-star to like almost 20-star instantly. Since that's probably going to be the main thing bottlenecking you in a lot of situations. Especially once kingdoms start to get a lot of troops. Because there are many kingdoms that are already at 20 plus troops. Which is way more than back in the day, of course. Which means event keys and stuff like that just gets a lot better value when you're falling behind. Or if you know, if you're just starting up or something similar. Or even if you're just coming back to the game after years. It's a lot of value that way. That's one nice thing about the key system. It definitely catches up really quickly. Like, you don't play for a few years. You just throw down a bunch of, like, Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests and event keys here and there. Just from normal progression. And within, like, a couple months, you're already back to getting most things because of how the drop tables work. Yeah, pets can also block a lot. I feel like Legends Reborn is the main mechanic that they're trying to do to fix that. Because they're basically adding 4 pets per kingdom, assuming that's going to apply to every kingdom at some point. Which reminds me, do we even know when the next Legends Reborn is? I don't believe we do. We will after the patch is coming soon. Also, I assume there was no patch tonight. There was a very, very exceedingly small chance we could get one tonight. I didn't think we would, but there was a non-zero chance we would have. But one of the Tuesdays this month should be a patch. And with it, we should know quite a bit ahead of time. But what I want to check is, do we know the next Legends Reborn? I don't believe we do. No, we probably will after next patch. But as it stands right now, we can see up to October 11th. Or I guess technically October 16th, depending on how you look at it. And up to this point, we have no Legends Reborn. I'm not sure how often that mode is going to be. I was guessing around once every 2 or 3 months. Based on how many kingdoms we have and how long they'll probably want to do it for. Because you have to keep in mind, once every 2 months, even though that seems kind of frequent, But how many kingdoms there are? We're still talking like years upon years of how long it would take to cycle every kingdom. And if it's once every 3 months, it's almost never going to cycle every kingdom if they're planning on doing it that way. I guess they are probably aiming for ultra long term, which would make sense. But if they're planning it like once every 3 months, it's 4 per year. There's 36. By the time we get to that point, we're probably going to have 40 kingdoms, which means realistically that would take 10 years. So they're planning ultra long term, if that's the case. They're going ultra long term, if that is the time scaling that they're planning. Is that once every 3 months, accounting for new kingdoms we'd probably get along the way, which is likely about 1 per year. That would end up being a 10-year period. Technically slightly more than 10 years if it's going to be about 1 new kingdom per year. Which so far seems to be the streak that they're going for. Because the new one this year, of course, was... Actually, I already forgot what it was. Phil. It wasn't the elemental one. It was... Wow, why do I already forget which one it is? It's the one for Construct. Why can I not remember its name? Like, it's literally the Construct Kingdom. Why could I not... Hellcrag. Gosh, why could I not remember Hellcrag? Good old Hellcrag. But, I couldn't remember its name for a second. Yeah, we got Nexus last year. Nexus was last year's kingdom. This year was Hellcrag. Next year is who knows what. Though it's probably a Wargear kingdom. After that, I'm not sure. I think they're going to slow down adding kingdoms a little bit. Because the main reason they're doing those is they're trying to cover what we don't have. So Nexus covered Elemental, which we didn't have for Hero Class. Hellcrag covered Construct, which we didn't have for Hero Class. And the only one we're missing that is on standard typing, that isn't some kind of weird one like Boss or Tower or something strange like that. The only type that we are missing is Wargear. Wargear is the only standard typing in the game that currently does not have a hero class. You would think Mergrim Woods would be Wargear, but it's actually Beasts. So there's currently no Wargear hero class. Which means the next kingdom is almost guaranteed to be a Wargear focused kingdom. Yeah, next update is Broken Spire rework. It's coming in the next few weeks, no official date. And apparently not today, so either next Tuesday or the following Tuesday or the following Tuesday after that. Sometime within the next 3 weeks, either a week from now, 2 weeks from now, or 3 weeks from now. So who knows, maybe a week from now we'll be able to go over the patch. It's likely to be a smaller patch. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be some small reworks combined with a Broken Spire overhaul. What exactly the small reworks are is in question. Because the only thing we know for sure that's bringing is Broken Spire changes. But there's a good chance they'll also tweak something else that isn't related to Broken Spire. One that is slightly likely, since it was originally resided, there is potentially a Arena slight tweak, if they were going to do it. Because that is where Arena originally originated from. There's Broken Spire. So who knows, maybe they'll tweak it. Because they definitely could use a tweak. Obviously, Treasure Hunt could use a lot more love. However, it'd still be nice to see Arena better than what it is now. Because they have tweaked it here and there, but it's still not in a state that is particularly good at the moment. And there's definitely a lot of quality of life they could change for it. One of the most obvious ones just being make it better loot. Make the event that it has, the weekend event, not the worst weekend event to exist. And stuff like that. Because it's pretty much the most skippable weekend event. There is no weekend event more skippable than Arena. And it wouldn't even be that hard to fix. They just haven't bothered doing so. Like, just make the payout better. Like, you don't even need to change the mode. Even though I'm pretty sure some people would like to see some changes to the mode. But they could literally just make the payout better for those two events. You know, doing it daily as well as the weekend event. At least the weekend event, if nothing else. And then people would actually play it. We actually pulled that a while back, too. I don't remember the exact percent. I think it was something around 60 or 7% of people who don't currently play would start playing Arena. Yeah, so basically about 2/3 would start playing Arena if the drop table was actually, like, not worthless. Like, you know, they would play the Arena event weekends if the loot for weekend event weekend wasn't just so horrifically bad. But a lot of people just skip on it because the payout's just not worth it. Like, even if you're going to play the game on that weekend, like, you might as well just farm Explore or something. It's just such a bad payout. You got a duplicate dragon? No! That's so unfortunate. We'll find out tomorrow night. We'll be opening it. And assuming we get a different dragon, we'll also be going over it for most of the stream. Because we don't really have much to touch on tomorrow night. Like, we got a pet that's a repeat that we don't need. We're going to do like the Ward event a little bit, which, you know, doesn't take that long. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a new dragon. Because realistically, almost all of tomorrow night's stream is going to be dedicated to testing the new dragon. Assuming we get a new dragon. Though even if we don't, I might just test double of the dragon we have. Just for the fun of it. Did you notice when the next vault is? No. When is the next vault? Next vault is on... I don't think I have a date yet. I don't think we have a confirmed date for next vault. Yeah, there's no confirmed date for next vault. Not yet, anyways. We'll find out after next patch. Realistically, based on the time frame we know, it is almost guaranteed to be on the 13th. Oh, sorry, the 14th. October the 14th is almost guaranteed to be the date that the next faction is. I mean, sorry, the next vault event is. Because that's about 6 weeks after the other one. And it falls exactly where we can't see. Which makes it exceedingly likely to be the next vault event. It's either October 14th or October 21st, with October 14th being the most likely date. That isn't confirmed yet, but it is exceedingly likely. Yeah, October 14th most likely. We'll have confirmation on that as soon as the next patch hits in a couple weeks. But October 14th is the most likely date for it. Definitely sometime before the end of October. But October 14th is the most likely day. So mark your calendar if you want to go get on the vault grind. Alright, let's see if we got perfect score this time around. Let's hope so. Also, we'll hand out a code after this as well. So we'll take our explode. Actually, we'll just throw the guard's avatar down immediately so we can double cast the guard's avatar and then just win off of that. Get a little bit of mana there, and that should be enough. Please cascade mana. You did. Good. You're going to be on a cruise then? Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Where are you cruising to? What kind of cruise? I haven't been on a cruise in a very long time. Hey, we did hit enough multiplier. Perfect. Don't even need to waste 30 gems. That's not really a waste. You get a pretty cheap treasure with a few other loot. So the first offer isn't like that bad if you ever have to go for it. But if you can save 50 gems, it's nice to save, 30 gems. Right, we already did that. Alright, I guess the only other thing we have then is a little bit of explorer grinding. Finally get back to that a little bit. Before I do, let me go ahead and add a redeem code. So you guys can get a little bit of extra loot. Let me go grab this. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly, greatly appreciated. But here you guys go. Here's the redeem code. Oh, wait. Sorry, wrong tab. Accidentally clicked on the forum tab, which technically you can get there from there, but it's quicker just hitting here. Grabbing that, grabbing that. And let me go copy paste the whole thing for you guys. Alright, here you guys go. Gosh, why is it taking so long to get the thing? Still, computer has definitely been slow today. Oh, the page just crashed. Maybe it's because everyone's starting to load it up. I think we might have crashed the site. That or my computer's just being that slow, but there it goes. There's the redeem code used on gemsawar.com and in the game code section. Your invite code will be found in your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over there is where you put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chats. Copy paste random numbers and letters starting with JQ. And to give same word as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And as per usual, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. There goes go. And only usable on PC mobile version of the game. Anyways, where were we? Let's go grind some vaults. I mean, actually, I don't know. Should we open vaults or grind explore? We're going to do this poll, I guess. We've done this poll a few times in the past. What does it say? Explore, 12, or vaults? Let's see. Explore 12, or I should say vault keys to clarify. Vault keys. So far, vault key has been winning, but I'll still see. We'll do whichever one wins. There you guys go. Between giant gems and wish gems, they fill up fast. Yeah, that is true. Wish gems are kind of insane still. Like, they're bad when they backfire, but there's so much value when they don't. Also, how many vault keys are we at right now, by the way? We're at 518. Okay, we could try using 68, I guess. All right, let me start with a little bit of explore, and then we'll go, mess with the keys then. Because we'll probably try opening around 68 keys then, or somewhere around there. I gotta get a little bit of grind in there. We're actually really low in metals right now. Probably this Thursday. Maybe even tomorrow, especially if we don't get to Gem Dragon tomorrow. Probably gonna have to farm some Explorer. We're actually getting really low on some of the tokens, particularly Yasmin. Like, we are absurdly low on Yasmin right now compared to where we should be. Like, I think I have 6 Yasmin's medals left total. It's mostly because I'm trying to upgrade every rare, and we keep, like, consuming them completely down to nothing, or almost nothing. Like, you know, realistically nothing. Anything below 10 of a medal that low, a rarity, I would consider basically nothing. So we've been hitting 0 on them quite often, or what is effectively 0. Luckily, you can use the higher rarity ones, but, you know, you don't want to consume that value a lot of times. Yeah, we're going to go for 2 chests here, and then we're going to go open some vaults then. Get a little mix. Yeah, for tomorrow night, we'll probably focus a little bit more on Explore then. Especially if we don't get to Gem Dragon. Honestly, almost all the stream will be Explore tomorrow if we don't get to Gem Dragon. Otherwise, most of the stream will be dedicated to messing with the new Gem Dragon we get. And who knows, maybe we'll finally get our first perfect. And I will hand out an extra code the first time we finally get a perfect. But I don't know if that is, who knows. I have not gotten one yet. And we're not getting any closer. Not like you can get any luckier. Anyone having issues getting on the site? Yeah, I think we crashed it. I was kind of joking when I said that. Though I think we have legit crashed it. Because it worked when I put it in. But then everyone was going there. And I am pretty sure that might have crashed it. Because it worked as soon as I put the code in. But then as we were explaining the code thing, it then like literally crashed after. So there is a chance that it caused it. I'd be surprised though. It's not like we have a lot of viewers right now. Like we've done it with hundreds before and it didn't crash. That would be kind of funny if that was enough to actually crash it today. DDoS protection possibly, true. It could have been that such a spike of people went there that it caused it. Not necessarily that so many people went there, but simply just a quick spike out of nowhere. Because that page is used to getting, like, what? A traffic of maybe 1 person per hour, not even. Because realistically, it only gets traffic when, you know, someone redeems a code. So maybe their system thinks something is going wrong when too many people go there in a very short duration of time. But then it would do that, like, almost every night if that was the case. Or pretty much whenever anyone hands out a code. Because realistically, almost no one's on that page ever. And it just spikes up substantially whenever someone hands out a code. Either us or someone else. It just worked now? Okay, there we go. This will be the last explore we do for now, and then we're going to go head over to vaults. We'll try to do 68 of them. Which will consume us down to, what was it, 4,000 something? Like 4,350 or something. Yep, no problem for the code, everyone. Enjoy. Oh, so I did get more codes from Kafka, so you know what? We'll hand out an extra code if we can get a big drop from Vault Keys today. Either 300 gem or power. We've kind of been doing that every single time we do the Vault Keys. It's probably why people keep voting for the Vault Keys, too. Then they're slightly more interesting, I guess. Like, Explorer 12 is still fun. But, you know, you don't have, like, that ultra, like, random loot that can happen. Like, you still have niches and stuff like that. But I do feel like the ones in Vault Keys are a little bit more exciting. Because we do have that for this as well. We have Anus, we have niches, we have mimics. But the problem is those are kind of rare. Like, they're both rare. But I feel like it's kind of rare on that. Because to get like a really, really good drop, you got to get like a 2x Nisha or something similar. Or is even a 300 gem just off of Vault Keys is so substantial for how much value you can get from it. Also, there's a lot of junk in these. Whereas I feel like Vault Keys has like a lot wider a range of not junk. But yeah, let's go open 68, which will bring us to 4,450 keys remaining. Also, I am doing the higher method. And we'll do it with the dungeon team. Where's my dungeon team? I should just call it Magma Dragon Phoenicia or something. Like Magma Phoenicia. Or Magma Phi. Some kind of combination of the two. Actually, what word would you come up with if you were to combine Magma Dragon and Phoenicia? Like, what would that come out to? Or particularly like Phoenicia and Magma. Like, if you were combine Magma and Phoenicia, what would the word be? Trying to combine those two together. Magnesia. Magnesia actually is pretty good. That is actually really solid. Magnesia is actually insanely good. We have to do that. Tyrion and Siberian came out about the same time with that. That's actually too good. Wait, can I make it red? Hold up. Can I actually make that red? Tell me there's enough space for Magnesia. Magnesia. No, it fits exactly. Oh, that's too good. Magnesia. Oh, that is too good. Red text Magnesia. Oh, I like that too much. We have to do it. It's exact number of characters for red text. Or for any color text for that matter, but obviously we're doing red. I guess we could do a bit more of an orange or red so it doesn't stand out as much. Which, what do we need for that then? We need, a little bit of green, right? So what is that then? Wait. We're gonna rename team. Rename team. Is that breaking close enough? Yeah, there we go. That's good enough. That's like an orangish, reddish. More of an orange than anything, but there we go. Because I'm trying to combine like the brown with the red. That's close enough. More of an orange than anything, but it's close enough. That's where it needs to be. I just don't want it to be pure red, so the Phoenicia team at the bottom can still be red, or wherever I have the other one. Oh, major orb. That's not a power though. Oh yeah, I took a bunch of digital design classes in high school. My 2 last years of high school. I wasn't that good at drawing, but as far as the actual like color theory and like design theory and stuff like that, I got decent at that. So I kind of remembered all the hex codes. Like, it's been a while since I've had to utilize a lot of them, but at one point I could like hex code literally any color off the top of my head without like visually looking at the color. Just through hex code alone, I could just generate any color. As well as more complicated ones and the basic ones I kind of been tweaking there. Because you're basically just combining 3 colors, red, green, and blue, to different degrees. Oh, that's a lot of gem keys. That is 34 gem keys. Yeah, I did that my 2 senior years in high school. I don't feel like I learned too much, because we learned like a little bit of everything, but not a lot of any one thing. But it made me pretty decent in Photoshop and a few other programs. And by decent, I mean like usable. Like, I'm definitely not a particularly good Photoshop user, but like an adequate amount. Oh, what was your joke? What was your joke? Faux dragon soup? I don't get the joke in that one. I see what you said. I don't get the joke, though, if that is the joke. Did I learn all the codes by heart? Well, you don't need to learn them all by heart. You're basically just color combining 3 colors between 0, 0, and FF. Where FF is the highest and 0, 0 is the lowest. Faux Dragon sounds like a restaurant. It kind of does. It sounds like they would have very spicy food. It almost sounds like a Thailand restaurant. Like a Thailand mixed with Japanese or something. Like, I feel like it'd be a place you would get, like, Thai food combined with, like, American Chinese food. Or, you know, like Chinese food, but, you know, the more Americanized form of it. Like, that sounds like exactly the kind of place. Or just Thai food combined with, like, American-style, Chinese food. And that's exactly what something like Faux Dragon would sell. Honestly, you could probably Google that. And I'm pretty sure a restaurant will come up. A Faux Dragon. It sounds like Thai food, which Chinese chefs, pretty much. Something along that combination. Honestly, I would definitely eat at a place that has that name. It sounds like they'd have pretty good food. It sounds like they'd have pretty unhealthy food, but it would be good. Okay, we keep getting the 120 gem drop, but we haven't hit the 300 yet today. Which is still a good drop, but not, you know, the mean one we want to see. Like, you know, technically 3 120s is 300. Technically more than 300. It's not quite the same. So it is actually a location. I had a feeling it would be. It definitely seemed like it would be. Which reminds me, I haven't had Chinese food or sushi in such a long time. Mostly because most of the main locations locally are like all-you-can-eat places, and because of the pandemic, those haven't been running for the obvious reason. But all of them are running now, and just haven't gone back. I need to visit one again soon. Because it's been like, gosh, 3.5, 4 years since I've really had an all-you-can-eat Chinese place or sushi or anything like that. Which I might have had sushi at one point within all that time. But it wasn't like the same experience as like going out for it. This is like store-bought sushi. Like good store-bought sushi, but still store-bought sushi. Which isn't quite the same as getting prepared right then and there. But yeah, it's been like almost 4 years now that I think about it. It's been a very long time. Honestly, I just haven't been eating out much. Just the entire pandemic. Literally a whole year I took off from all fast foods. But even after that, I wasn't really eating that much fast food. Like that Wednesdays I had the other day, that was the first time I had a fast food in almost the whole month. Mostly because I still want to have their strawberry frosties before they expire. They better keep that as a permanent item. I think they were only doing that as a summer thing. But gosh, it is so much better than any other frosty to have. Hopefully their sales numbers reflect that and they never get rid of it. Because it is by far the best product Wendy's has come out with for forever. I can't think of a single product they've ever had that has been better than their strawberry frosty. Like, I would literally go there just for the strawberry frosty. Which, based on how much they mess up my orders, I might have to. Just so they can't possibly mess it up. But we'll find a way. The machine will be broken the day I go. Yeah, there's actually a lot of places to eat around where I am right now that I haven't bothered to. My biggest concern with trying, like, foreign foods is I'm allergic to nuts, so there's a lot of things in many foreign cuisines that I can't quite eat. And a lot of people that normally own those, like, smaller chain ones that do it, you know, their English isn't necessarily the greatest. And that can cause problematic issues sometimes. So I generally just don't try too many different cuisines, even though there's a lot of options near me. Like, I'm pretty sure within, like, a few mile walk, you can get almost any type of food where I'm currently at. It is a very high variety. There's just a lot of them. I'm just not sure what they really use in the foods and stuff like that. Which always makes me hesitant to really try them. Also, there's a lot of cuisines I just wouldn't really like too much. Like, Thai food in general, I just wouldn't really like. Because most of it just isn't really my taste. Oh, we've been getting a lot of gem keys today. Making up for that mythic. That was completely useless the other Friday. Also, mythic's still in drop table, by the way. All of today, tomorrow, and Thursday, the useless mythic from last Friday is still in drop table. So a good idea to hold your keys. Unless you want to get the mythic. Yeah, even if they don't have nuts, you still have to worry about cross contamination, which is also the issue with smaller places. Or even bigger chains. Like, I would never get a salad from Wendy's because they do have, like, nut-related salads. And that always concerns me. Like, even if I'm hungry for a salad at Wendy's, I never will get a salad there. Because they have, like, 1 or 2 salads, normally in rotation, that have some kind of nut. And I'm pretty sure they're not careful at all. So I would never trust getting a salad there. Though the people who make the salads are different than the people who make the burgers, so those are fine. It's also why I can't normally eat at most ice cream places. Even if whatever equipment or anything else that they're using is, you know, completely separated and everything from the nuts. There's always carelessness that happens, so you never know. So I just tend to avoid places like that. Like a Dairy Queen is one of those locations. Really good place, but, you know, I almost never eat there. Just because you never really know sometimes. Especially if you're doing it through drive-thru and not specifically there. Physically, watching them. Do I get allergies when I touch nuts? I wouldn't really ever try, but it would rash up. Like, it normally doesn't unless it, like, penetrates or I, like, actually eat it. But it would, like, slightly rash if I, like, touch them for a long duration. Because it's mostly the protein that I'm allergic to in them. Though I've never, like, actively tried touching nuts for a very long duration, so I wouldn't fully know. Like, I know what happens when it even, like, slightly penetrates the skin. Because I've been procced for it before. And it rashes up like crazy. But that's slightly different than just touching it. Because it's quite literally getting into the bloodstream. Oh wait, what did Lester comment on? I didn't see the thing. What do you do when it itches? Well, that's not normally the issue with nuts. Because more so the issue with nuts is when it swells up and you eat it. Because that's generally what the biggest issue is with it. Is like your throat swells up and then you can't breathe. And it does that for like hours on end. Which is longer than you could survive without oxygen. Hey, we finally got 300 gems. Because that's the biggest issue with nuts in general. Is like you can't breathe correctly for hours. And you can't survive without oxygen for hours. Which is the biggest issue with it overall. I'm gonna go get you guys a second code for the 300 gem drop. If I can find where it is. 1 second. Oh no, the page is down. If I click refresh, it should be up. Come back, Gems of War code page. Does anyone have an alternative link? Never mind, I got it. My computer was just being slow. Let's see if we can crash the site again. No, I was kidding. Let's see. Round 2. Hopefully it's stable this time. But there you guys go. There is a redeem code you use on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Whatever game says right over here is what we put in for invite code. You guys know by now. Redeem code's right over there in chats. Copy paste random noise in there. Start with QQ and give same order as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. There you guys go. Let's do a little bit more volts. No more extra keys though. We will do a few more volts. Let's see, what number are we currently at? I do want to grab dinner soon. I haven't ate all day. So we're probably going to run like maybe 11 marquees or so. I do want to grab dinner, as I have not ate anything since like 6 a.m. this morning. And we're kind of going to be doing similar tomorrow. We're probably going to start around 8-ish, 9-ish or so, whenever I can kind of get up and roll out and kind of do what we did earlier. We're going to be finishing out the storyline for the other game. Going, doing the Elite Four, all that good stuff. And then finally getting into that grind. Start to actually focus on endgame content that we weren't quite able to do before. I have no problem for the code. So basically, as far as content, we'll actually have the game fully finished tomorrow, even though we literally just started it today. As far as me grinding it, that's going to go farther than that. But as far as like unique content, we'll be covering the rest tomorrow. Pretty much all the endgame stuff. How much we'll stream beyond that is within question, but we'll see. I'll definitely be playing it beyond that. But how much we'll stream is definitely within question. Because a lot of it's pretty grindy stuff once we get a few more hours in. Are you surprised I haven't passed out of hunger? I can go pretty long without food. Like, I can do days and be fine. I normally don't, obviously, but I don't mind going for a pretty long time without food. If anyone else has any other questions that you want me to go over, do let me know. And I'll make sure to do so. Those epic keys are a scam. Yeah, honestly, epic key drop table could really use a buff. I have heard rumor from someone that they plan on buffing them. So you might want to hold your vault key or epic vault keys. Currently, there's no unique loot in them, and their drop table is honestly kind of bad. Like, you compare the loot of like 2 or 3 vault keys compared to like 1 epic vault key. And those 2 or 3 vault keys could actually outweigh the loot of a single epic vault key. Kind of insane. Like, even a single vault key can outweigh the loot of an epic vault key. Just because of how bad they could roll sometimes. Plus, they have the useless Daemon Gnome, which I do not understand to this day. Like, why there was a guaranteed Daemon Gnome in it. It's so pointless. It makes the default loot even worse by default. Because you're not getting one of the other normal gnomes, which have a much better drop table. Like, if they added a new gnome that was better, like, let's say, a deed gnome, then I can see that being... Or maybe even just a random gnome. Like, make that gnome slot completely random. But why on earth is it cursed runes? It is such a bad option. Like, at least make a glory gnome or something. Something that has the best default loot of any gnome. If we're going to do something like that. Because glory gnome's worst drop is better than any other gnome's worst drop. Its default drop is the baseline best drop you can get. Obviously, there's better best drops out there. But as far as worst drops, it has the best worst drop of any gnome. Even of Cedric, even of Super Cedric. He even has a better worst drop than those. Not a single gnome that has a better worst drop. Which means by default, it's always giving a set amount of value. Which would be a good placeholder instead of Daemon Gnome. Since it's always giving at least something semi-good. Even with a only 200 glory drop, it's still 10 glory keys. Which is equivalent to basically 1 gem key. Approximately. Not quite the same, but pretty close. How many keys are we at right now? Okay, this will be the final key we run for now, then. A Dragonite Gnome? No. Because that's going to be another issue, too. Is, you know, we're eventually going to get more Dragonite than we're ever going to need. Like, that's not happening anytime soon. For anyone. But we will eventually reach a point where Dragonite is like war coins. Where it's very needed immediately. Then it's not as needed as much, and then it's literally not needed at all to any degree whatsoever. And eventually the same is going to happen to Dragonite, just over a little bit longer duration of time. Because realistically, most people aren't going to be reaching that point until very early next year, or by like summer of next year, around that time, between those time frames. Because very, very few people are going to get it done before the end of this year. It's theoretically possible, though exceedingly unlikely, between how many perfects you need and how well you need to roll the gem dragon eggs to get lucky. But anyways, guys, speaking of that, tomorrow night, same time as today, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now, we will go and open our second Gem Dragon Egg. I'll be doing that tomorrow night. We will be going over that Gem Dragon Egg probably for most of the stream, assuming we get one. If we don't, we'll probably be grinding most of the stream. Otherwise, half the stream, if not more, will be dedicated to messing around with whatever the new Gem Dragon is that we end up getting, whatever color that may be. There's a small chance we'll get a repeat one. Hopefully that does not occur. We'll find out tomorrow night. Of course, we'll also be trying for a perfect dungeon. However, we do not need a perfect dungeon to have enough Dragonite to get it by tomorrow. Regardless of how our dungeon does, we will have enough to cover it. And if we do get a new one, we'll cover a video on that specific dragon on Thursday as well. Aside from that, we will have a stream tomorrow over basically what we did today, except finishing out the game, doing the end game, and going from there. And that will be around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So basically the inverse time of when this stream is. Let's see. Half the stream dedicated to messing around. Well, you know, going and doing the vault grind and all that. The combination of Explore 12 and vault grind. Whereas the first half will be focused on the gem dragon and all that. They can make treasure hunt better. Yeah, there's so many things they could do to make treasure hunt better. What exactly they will do, who knows? We still need a dedicated treasure hunt rework. They've been needing to do it for years upon years now. They were supposed to do it around the time when Arena got reworked, and then they didn't, and then they put it off for years, and now they still haven't to this day. So who knows? Maybe they'll finally get around to it soon. I hope if they drop a roadmap around the 8-year anniversary of the game, or a little bit later than that, I really, really hope one thing on that roadmap is treasure hunt rework. Because out of every single thing that needs to rework in this game, I'm pretty sure that's like one of the higher priority ones. I would say, personally. Because it's a mode that could be so good if they just tweaked it a bunch. But time will tell. Anyways, guys, I will catch you guys later. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. We'll be back tomorrow night, as we mentioned. Same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow, as we do every night. You guys know the drill. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. Catch you guys later. Best of luck with everything. Bye, everyone, and thanks for watching.